Right now, there are people around you who are quietly competing with you. Not openly, not honestly. They don't say it directly, they don't admit it, but you can feel it. Something feels off. Their energy changes when you succeed. Their tone shifts when you talk about your progress. And sometimes they ask you questions that seem normal on the surface, but leave you feeling uncomfortable. That's because jealousy doesn't always look like hate. It often hides behind curiosity, behind concern, behind casual conversation. People who are jealous of you don't usually attack you directly. That would be too obvious. Instead, they observe you. They study you. And then they ask the kind of questions that slowly chip away at your confidence. So, if you've ever walked away from a conversation feeling slightly drained, slightly doubted, or slightly uncomfortable without knowing why, this video is for you. Because once you see these patterns, you won't miss them again. Here are 5 questions jealous people always ask. This question sounds harmless. It sounds logical. It sounds like concern. But pay attention to the tone. Pay attention to the timing. You tell them about something you're excited about. A new idea. A new opportunity. A plan you've been working on. And instead of encouragement, you get hesitation. Are you sure that's going to work? Not, that sounds interesting. Not, tell me more. Not, how can you make it work? Just doubt. This question plants uncertainty. It doesn't directly tell you that you're wrong. It makes you question yourself. And that's the goal. Jealous people often feel uncomfortable when they see you moving forward. Your growth reminds them of what they're not doing. So instead of confronting their own inaction, they try to slow yours down. Not aggressively, subtly. And doubt is powerful. Once it enters your mind, it spreads. You start overthinking. You start hesitating. You start looking for reasons why it might fail. But here's the difference. Supportive people might point out risks, but they also help you navigate them. Jealous people highlight risks to make you stop. So the next time someone responds to your excitement with immediate doubt, don't ignore it. Ask yourself, are they helping me move forward, or are they trying to hold me back? This one is disguised as curiosity. You share a win. Maybe you closed a deal. Maybe you got a new opportunity. Maybe something finally worked out for you. And instead of celebrating with you, they zoom in on the numbers. How much did you make? On the surface, it seems normal, but notice the focus. They're not interested in your process. They're not interested in your growth. They're interested in measuring you. Jealous people compare constantly. They use information to position themselves relative to you. Are you ahead? Are you behind? Are you catching up? Are you surpassing them? This question is not about understanding you. It's about evaluating you. And once they get the answer, watch their reaction. Sometimes it's silence. Sometimes it's a subtle shift. Sometimes they downplay it. Oh, that's not that much. Or, that's lucky. Instead of feeling happy for you, they feel threatened. Because your progress disrupts their sense of position. You don't owe everyone access to your numbers. You don't owe everyone detailed explanations of your success. Not everyone is asking because they care. Some are asking because they're calculating. Protect your information. Not everything needs to be shared. This one is subtle, but powerful. It usually comes after you share something positive. You achieved something. You improved your situation. You made progress. And instead of a direct response, you hear, "Must be nice." 2 simple words. But behind them is resentment. It implies that your success is easy. It implies that you didn't earn it. It implies that you're just lucky. It removes effort. It removes struggle. It removes discipline and replaces it with assumption. Jealous people often minimize your work because acknowledging it would mean accepting that they could do the same, but haven't. And that's uncomfortable. So instead, they frame your success as something out of your control. Something you just got. This protects their ego, but it also undermines you. If you're not careful, you start downplaying yourself too. You start saying things like, "Yeah, I just got lucky." even when you know you worked for it. Don't do that. You don't need to argue. You don't need to defend. But don't shrink your effort to make someone else feel comfortable. This question sounds like curiosity, but it often carries judgment. You're putting in effort. You're working harder. You're trying to improve yourself. And someone asks, "Why are you doing all that?" It's not always a genuine question. Sometimes it's a subtle way of saying, "You're doing too much," or "That's unnecessary," or "Who do you think you are?" Growth makes people uncomfortable, especially people who are not growing, because your effort highlights their lack of effort. Your discipline highlights their comfort. So instead of stepping up, they question you. They try to normalize staying the same. They try to make ambition look excessive. They try to make improvement look unnecessary. If you listen long enough, you start pulling back. You start doing less. You start blending in. And that's exactly what keeps you average. Not everyone will understand your drive. Not everyone needs to. You don't need approval to improve your life. And this one is direct, and it's dangerous if you let it get into your head. You aim higher. You set bigger goals. You start thinking differently. And someone asks, "Do you really think you can do that?" It sounds like a question, but it's actually a challenge, a test, a seed of doubt. Because now, you're not just thinking about your goal. You're thinking about their question. You're thinking about your limitations, your fears, your past failures. Jealous people don't always want to see you fail, but they're uncomfortable seeing you succeed beyond them, so they question your ability. And if you internalize that doubt, you limit yourself before you even try. Here's the truth. Most people who achieve something significant were doubted at the beginning, not because they were incapable, but because their vision was unfamiliar. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You need to believe in yourself enough to keep going, despite the doubt around you. Now step back and look at the pattern. Are you sure that's going to work? Plants doubt. How much did you actually make? Measures your position. Must be nice. Minimizes your effort. Why are you doing all that? Questions your ambition. Do you really think you can do that? Challenges your belief. Different questions. Same intention. To make you hesitate. To make you second guess. To make you slow down. Jealousy rarely shows up as direct hostility. It hides in tone, in timing, in subtle comments that seem harmless but carry weight. And the danger is not the question itself. It's your reaction to it. If you start adjusting your behavior based on other people's insecurity, you lose direction, you lose clarity, you start living smaller. Not everyone who asks these questions is jealous, but patterns don't lie. Pay attention to how people respond to your growth. Pay attention to how you feel after interacting with them. Do you feel supported, or do you feel slightly pulled back? You don't need to confront everyone, you don't need to argue, but you do need awareness. Because the wrong influence doesn't stop you immediately. It slows you down, it makes you doubt. And over time, that doubt becomes your limit. Protect your progress. Protect your mindset. And remember, not every question deserves an answer. Sometimes the most powerful response is continuing forward anyway.